Okay, welcome everyone. Team Zoom, Wellness Warrior Style, our community connection call. And I love, it was Barb. Hi, Barb. It's good to see your face. You've been all over having so much fun, as usual. You make life look really worth living. So that makes it fun. Okay, anyways, it is Tuesday, August 19th, and we have a great lineup for you tonight. Our fabulous Lori Kohlberg friend is here. She's going to be sharing her testimony and highlighting one of our products. And then I will be going over some biz stuff. So let's just go ahead and hand it over to Lori, and you can take it away, my friend.
All right, it's been a minute since I've shared my story. I guess I did try the other day on a welcome call, but I was kind of cut off, right? So now I can tell the full story. So I started Plexus 9 years ago, and and I feel like everyone's heard this, but I guess we've realized that's not true. But I started because I was very curious after following my friend for a year, watching her post about it. So finally, curiosity got the best of me, and I was super skeptical. So I said, I'm going to try them just to prove they won't work. I thought about all those commercials on TV, infomercials that say results may vary, results not typical. And so I figured that they would not work for me. So obviously they worked, helped with heartburn, sugar cravings. I was at my heaviest weight. Didn't really know much about inflammation, gut health, all the things, and headaches. And just I feel like you probably all can relate that you thought it would help with a few things, and then it helped with more than you even thought. So, Plexus has always inspired me. But I've recently just said, hey, I'm going all in with the business. There's no reason this couldn't work for me. And it's all about helping people. We know that people love the products in business because we see how many people attend a convention every year. So we know there are people out there that would love to do this with us. So that's my quick story. And you just want me to go into product now?
Sure. Yeah, let's take it away.
So I am going to highlight Biocleanse. It is fun you learn more about these products when you take the time to do a product highlight. So sign up for that because you'll learn something, even if you've taken the products for 9 years. So Biocleanse is a magnesium supplement. It draws water into our intestines, so that helps to increase fluidity, helping to reduce unwanted substances. It helps clean the gut by weeding out unwanted microbes and substances, like I said. It helps to minimize occasional bloating and GI discomfort and promotes regularity. So a lot of times we tell people when you are trying these products, instead of Googling Plexus, just look up the actual ingredients. So I'm not a huge science guru, but when I see a word I don't know, I just go and look it up. So it provides antioxidants to help protect cells. And I learned about bioflavonoids, which are compounds known to contribute to various health benefits. So including supporting cardiovascular health, boosting your immune system, protecting against certain diseases. Also, I wondered, why is it magnesium hydroxide, which is an antacid and a laxative, but it helps to neutralize stomach acid, which helps with heartburn and indigestion. So part of my story I don't think I said, but I've had heartburn since 9th grade, and I say 9th grade because I can remember sitting in the math class. I remember who my teacher was, and I just remember just being in so much pain. So I've had heartburn, and even to a point sometimes where I'm like, is this like a heart attack? I mean, because sometimes it can feel similar. And then sodium bicarbonate is an antacid. And then also our Biocleanse contains vitamin C. So it's going to help with that immune system, as I said. It also helps to protect, well, as it protects your cells, it's protecting you from oxidative damage, which of course I had to look up again, oxidative stress, I should say, which is linked to various diseases as well. So that's just one of our amazing products, but so many benefits when you go and look up all of those ingredients.
Love that. Does anyone else have anything they want to add about Biocleanse? A favorite thing you know about it?
I just want to give a shout out to the heartburn people.
Please, let's hear it.
I was an antacid eater too, so I know, and it did. I remember thinking I was having a heart attack when I was younger.
Oh, that sounds
That's
awful.
all.
I don't even think I was younger. I mean, younger, obviously, but it was during, I think, maybe die off too, where I had like the worst heartburn I'd ever had. So important to know that sometimes your body is going to feel worse before it feels better. Thankfully, yes, no heart attack here.
I will say that I did learn, don't feel bad if you have to use an antacid once or twice while you're going through die off, because I was like trying to muster through, but I mean, I was eating it all day, every day, and I would, when I was going through die off, I would take an acid, and that would get me through it. So, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to beat yourself up. just just my 2 cents. But
Yeah,
yeah, it gets better. It does get better.
that's good advice. You know, if you need it, it's much better to taper off. Get what you need, huh? Okay. Biocleanse is my favorite after surgery supplement from Venetia. Love that. Okay, one of the things I remember that's always stuck with me about Biocleanse is that it oxygenates your cells. And disease cannot thrive in an oxygenated environment. So it's actually, I just thought that that was super cool when I learned that, you know. So another thing, maybe just that you wouldn't have known about it.
I always wondered if that's why by taking Biocleanse that I wasn't yawning all the time. But it makes sense if it's I can't say oxygenating.
Oxygenating. It is a
Um,
crazy.
but yeah, like I used to yawn all day long. If I say the word yawn, sometimes I yawn, but other than that, I don't.
It's a mental thing, huh? Yeah, and I know several people who, like even some older people on our team, more seasoned people who have like had colonoscopies that, you know, weren't always the best. And then since consistently using BioCleanse, we even have um, a friend on our team that's like in her 70s, late 70s, even probably at this point, said on her last colonoscopy, the doctor said that's one of the cleanest colons he's ever seen. At that age, that is so amazing. And also super, super beneficial for kidney stones. Did you know that BioCleanse is super helpful for people that struggle with kidney stones? So that's good to know too. All right, well, let's jump into our training portion. We're a little bit early, so maybe we'll get off early tonight because I don't have a whole lot to go over. But what I did want to cover was, hopefully you guys were on the last two of our team Zooms. And if not, hopefully you listened to them. Can you see my dog? He's all up in my face and just wants to be part of the Zoom, I guess. If you were on our last two Zooms, I just wanted to review with you and ask, you know, based on that, in the chat, are you now, like, do you now have a system for closing the sale confidently? Yes, no. Do you guys now feel like confident that you have a system to follow? I want to know if that, yes? Lori's saying yes. Carol's saying yes. Barb's saying yes. Yes, I hope so. Okay. If not, I would encourage you to review the last two team Zooms that we did, the training portion. because we've got on those boards that I demonstrated step by step. And you don't have to use my system. Like you can use, I showed a few different ones, specifically more for like developing and what to do when someone says yes to the opportunity, but the sales flow piece, like you can really take that board and make it your own. And that's the most important thing. I actually talked to someone today, I'll just throw this in here, who's been with Plexus for several years now. Didn't really have an active working upline, and so they never really, like, I just found out that they're open to sharing, they just never really felt like they had any training on that or support. And so the first thing that I did is I wanted to show her that we have a system in place that's really user friendly for anyone from day one. Like a brand new VIP can use this. Or if you're super experienced and have your own testimony, like it fits for everyone, and you basically can't screw it up. It's really like step by step, word for word. This is effective. Make it your own if you want to, change the wording a little bit, but it's right there. So if you don't feel confident that you can close sales quickly, then I'm assuming that you're not really utilizing that tool. So I just want to encourage that. Okay. So this was just kind of like, let's audit and see if that actually sunk in and you guys are feeling like you have something now. If you didn't already, if you already have something that works well for you, don't change it. Okay. I'm not encouraging that whatsoever. But if you didn't, and you're not closing sales and signing people up consistently, then really, now you've got that super simple and effective system to follow. How about a system for developing silvers and beyond that you feel confident in? Do you now feel you have something that you can follow and use there that you feel confident in? Yes? No? Yes? Okay, good. Which one did you opt in? I just want to see like who's using what, because there's different flavors. Which one did you choose? Put it in the chat of the options we covered. And if you weren't, like if you didn't participate in those last two trainings, we have a developing silvers board. There's a Lori Bradford board system that's really awesome. We have a Melissa Eichenhorst one that's a lot more detailed. We have a team PDF that's really detailed that you can follow kind of step for step how to onboard a business builder. So there's different options there. I just want to confirm that you honed in on one and you're like, this is what I do. You studied it, you're starting to practice it, you're starting to use it real time. That's what the hope was. Okay. So you guys thumbs up there?
The team PDF, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No,
Is that
please.
on the Wellness Warriors page?
Yes, it is on several places there. And also I did post it with the replay. If you did watch the replay, it was in, oh no, you know what? It wasn't in the comments because it doesn't allow me to paste that type of a PDF in a comment. So I can send it directly to you, Raquel.
I wasn't able to be at the last thing because we did the sound bath, so I feel
Oh,
like
that's
I'm
right.
kind of lost. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No,
But
it's okay.
I do wanna watch everything. I just wanna know where to find the last one. So it's in the Wellness Warriors page is what you're saying.
It is. The replay's on there, and I know you can find the PDF on there. Let me tag you in it. I'm gonna make myself a note right now.
That'd be great. Because I'd love to go back and try to catch up. or at least get the information.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and tag in replay and then send you the PDF. Okay. Does anyone else need the PDF? I know we shared it with the Zoom. I know we shared it. I think we put it in the chat in the Zoom. There's certain places we can put a PDF link and certain places we can't. And I'm trying to remember exactly where we put it. But if you don't have that, then that's, even if you do choose to use like the Developing Silvers board, it's really, really beneficial for you to read through that PDF because that's going to give you some extra like guidance overall in how to successfully onboard a business builder. So the Developing Silvers board is more like step by step, you know, do this, do this, do this. Also, I do want to say on the Developing Silvers board, because I have been using that more again, I have more recently run into people that don't really use social media, or they have an account that they haven't been using lately. And in that case, I would just skip past the like doing the first post right away and go straight into the who do you know part. And then just encourage them to start warming up their social media, using it more and more, because it is a very beneficial tool that they'll want to take advantage of. But that I just want to note that like they don't have to do a post, and if they don't use social media already or they never post on there, it's going to look really awkward if all of a sudden they throw up like a Plexus post. So you can skip that step or rearrange it, you know, if that feels more right for that person. So I just wanted to point that out as well, just because that was a thought I had. Barb, you would love it also. Okay, I'm going to make a note to make sure you get it as well. So Raquel and Barb, awesome. Okay, that's why I wanted to kind of like, okay, let's huddle. Did everyone get that? You know what I mean?
I think Linda wanted it too.
Okay. Linda, you were on here, weren't you? I think you have it. I said, right? I'll send it to you again, though. It's fine. No worries. If
Whitney, are you still doing the like work with me Zooms or no?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Because I would love to have somebody help me with like the boards app and like even just a general, or maybe there's probably, I don't know. I don't understand it, but
Okay. Yeah, hop on and we can go through that.
Okay.
Whenever, yeah. So if that's a time that works for you, just hop on anytime during that hour. And if not,
Is it at
you can-
3 still or?
your
Oh, that's
Eastern
my
time.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 Eastern time, yes. Okay, any other questions on that? Okay, so now the real question, if you have a chosen system for closing sales and onboarding business builders, developing silvers, etc., whatever you want to call it, how many reach outs have you done in the past week? You got a system, you got your list, right? We all have been talking about how important that list is. So now it boils down to, are you doing the activity, right? If you got a system that works, that you understand, that's effective, that's proven, look at Carol, 25, rock star. Love that. Okay, so moment of truth with yourself. I'm not going to make you put it in the chat, but I do want you to like just be real with yourself for a minute, okay? We've got systems here that are proven to be effective, that are really simple, that are easy to follow. And so that's the thing is I just like once you acknowledge that you have that, I like this system, I can see how it can work for me, it's easy to follow. Then it's just a matter of, are you actually doing the work? Are you showing up with it, right? And so that is just a moment of truth for ourselves. And if you need to regroup, don't worry. Just be honest with yourself and say, am I putting in what I need to, putting in the effort that lines up with the goals that I have in the time frame that I have? Maybe that does work for you. You know, Raquel, 6 messages the past week. Depending on your goals, maybe that's adequate, right? If you've got big goals, probably not. But I love that we can just like kind of audit ourselves every once in a while and be like, okay, let's be real. It's not that I don't know what to do, right? It's not that I don't have a system. It's that I'm just not sitting down and putting in the time. So my next question would be, if that's you, do you have scheduled work hours? If not, here's an invitation to love yourself enough to do that, and your dreams enough to do that, your family enough to do that, okay? Because if it's not scheduled, guess what? PSA, it is not gonna happen. Okay? It's so amazing what you can do with 30 minutes a day if you have an alarm set and you make sure you clear your schedule and you force yourself to sit down and you're like, okay, I got only 30 minutes. First thing I'm going to do, if you have a contact list that you're actively using and updating, you know immediately the first 10 minutes, I'm focusing on follow-up. Who have I reached out to in the last 24 hours that hasn't responded to me? Who do I have active conversations with that I need to comment or, keep going with? Always start with follow-up. Okay. And then you're going to move into, what is my goal? I send 5 new reach outs a day, 5 new plexus reach outs, or 3, or whatever it is that meets your goals. But it's just that clarity over, I have a list. I have an active working list that I'm adding to and updating all the time. That's top priority. Okay. Because if you don't have that, you can have a system, you can schedule in the time, but I guarantee when you sit down, your brain's like, like, even though I have a plan, I don't have anyone to apply it to. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Have a list, have a plan, schedule in the time. Even if you can't schedule a lot of time, you guys would be amazed what you can accomplish. Even with 30 minutes, if you sit down and you power through and you do the real work. Okay. So start with follow-up. That's another thing that I feel really strongly that we need to make sure you guys understand. The fortune's in the follow-up. You can send 150 messages, and how many people are going to reply to that first contact? There's not a lot that will. You'll get a lot more response on that 48-hour follow-up message, right? That's where the magic happens. So make sure that's where you're starting when you sit down to work. And then that you're sending out those new reach outs to fill your funnel up. Keep those conversations flowing, fill it up. Carol?
Can you give us an example of a 48-hour follow-up message? Because I've
Yes.
been doing that. And as you said that, I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, isn't that funny how like sometimes we're just like, you probably knew and there's probably been times when
I haven't done it in ages, and now I'm like,
yeah. Yes. Okay, here, literally my follow-up. Don't overthink it. Hey, Carol, I know life gets so busy, so I just wanted to make sure you got my message. Smiley face. Question mark, right? That is seriously it. Okay. Don't overthink it. Just a quick, friendly, hey, I know life is busy, so I just wanted to see if you got my message. Question mark, smiley face. That's literally what I've used forever and ever, and it works. So I
They
get,
don't, even if they don't answer your last message, it's just like they ghosted you. You just
that's
do the same.
exactly what that's for.
Okay.
Here's the thing, Raquel. most people won't respond to that first reach out. If you did have some conversation flowing, if they did like respond back and they told you their symptoms, and then you're like, okay, well, do you want to see some testimonies? Or would you rather see what those people use that helped them? I can give you a couple different combos at different price points if you like. And then it goes silent. So like whatever it is where the conversation goes dead, you're just bringing the conversation back up. And that's the perfect way to do so. Because we know life gets busy. We know that they just got distracted and now you're pulling them back in. You know what I mean? And especially if it's that first invitation. You know what? I just realized, like, you probably know I'm obsessed with Plexus, but I just realized that we've never even had a conversation about it. Have you tried it before? Like, if they don't respond to that, then within 48 hours, you want to come back and just say, hey, I know life's busy. I just wanted to see if you got my message, question mark. Because the thing is, we're not, that actually shows your authenticity more. That's showing good service because you want them to know that you intentionally, that wasn't just a copy and paste. I sent this to 100 people to see who responds. I was actually thinking about you and I care to hear what your response is. You know what I mean? So absolutely within 48 hours.
Can I just piggyback on that and tell you, like, when somebody, because we all get messages from people about Pampered Chef or whatever, right? And when somebody sends me a message, you're busy, I'm busy. I usually don't respond, but if they send a follow-up, then I'm like, yeah, send me the link. I'll check it out. I'm kind of, I don't mean to be, but I'm kind of testing them to see how serious they are. And if they are, if they're sending 100 copy paste. So if I'm doing that, probably other people are doing that, whether they're aware of it or not. So I can't, I cannot agree with you more on that, Whitney. Like, people are busy or they're making dinner and they're like, oh my God, I forgot, you know?
And actually,
Yeah.
they were just talking about this on that. I asked if anybody was on that power hour that you were talking about.
Yeah, tell us about it.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really, really good to be on it because it made me, because I've been putting off work. I had a few phone calls today and then life just got busy and I didn't get my work done. So I got it done during that hour. So it was awesome. So if you need the recording, let me know. I can send you, I need your email address though, because I'll send it in an email because they sent me the recording. I was going to, don't put it here, like send me a private message or put it in a group or something, but don't put it here because I won't see it later. But the first thing they did was to have us start making a list, and it was really helpful. And it was funny because I talked to Denise today about writing a list, and it was exactly what she said. And I was like, dang, I'm on the right track. But I didn't do that. I don't go through my stories and go through who commented, who liked my post. And that's what she did. So that's what she, for the first 10 minutes, we made a list. You know what I mean? And then there was something else you were just saying. And then she actually did mention, and by the way, Megan, your hair's on point today. The other thing she did talk about was that the second phone, like the first, how often do you see a message? We get so many messages from different network marketers and direct salespeople that were kind of like, yeah, skip, and you don't even really pay attention. So that's what made me say, I need to do more of those follow-up ones because you just skip it. But I will also say, how often you've been out and about and you'll get a message, you're looking like, I'll look at it later, and you don't even look at it. So I always give everybody the benefit of the doubt. So, and you kind of what Whitney was saying, that line, it's just basically saying, hey, I know we get busy and sometimes you look and you forget, you know what I mean? But you're not saying that, but everybody does it. So we all kind of know, we're all inundated with messages. So
And
I love that.
she challenged us to do voice messages because
Oh, I
when
saw
she
you
gets,
on there, Lori.
I was on there, yeah.
I saw your name.
She said that when she sees other people reach out to her and it's not a voice message, she usually just deletes it. Like, she doesn't have time to read through something and from some other business or whatever. But voice message is really good about showing your excitement. We already know that, but it's always a good reminder.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
here's a
that was
thought
good.
that I hope will drive this home, you guys. I promise you are better off. You will have better results. You will close more sales you will get more people to join you for the business. If you send 25 intentional, like personal messages to people and you follow up within 48 hours, then if you send 150 just copy paste messages just to see who bites. If you're going to put in the time to invite people to benefit from what you have, then do it with intention and show them that you mean it by following up. That is where you're going to get far more interaction than on your original message. So I hope that really drives it home. Okay.
And then the follow up, do a written message, like how you said, or do another voice message, because I did
would.
a bunch.
I
Okay.
would do a written message because some people get annoyed with like everybody's different and some people get annoyed with voice messages. I get annoyed with voice messages sometimes. I'm like, I'm busy. I need to glance at this and see what you need. Right? So if
A
somebody
2-minute voice message is like,
especially if you have sent a voice message that's over a minute, people look at that and I don't have time to listen to that. I'll listen to it later, then they forget. So absolutely written message for your follow-up.
I agree 100%. And that's also because I've had people who I've sent a voice message and they were like, oh, I've never even got a message like that before. I didn't even know what that was. So people may not even like be savvy with voice messages and realize that what that is. They just see a weird little line and they may not even realize that what
Should
you're
they
saying.
be less than a minute then? Am I doing it because some of mine are like a minute and 50 seconds.
Well, if it's a business reach out, I like to
Yeah.
flatter them and tell them why they would be good at this. So I
Okay.
think I will happily listen to a 5-minute message from someone telling me how amazing I am. So you can't be too long with you, right?
I think another
Yeah.
thing we've learned in the past too, Raquel, is you could just say, hey, I'm going to send you a quick voice message. So you can start with a written out. And so
Oh,
they
okay.
are aware that it's coming or they know what that is. And then they can listen to that. And then you could do that follow up also not in a voice message.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
while we're
just
thinking,
not great. I'm not great at texting and I get annoyed and then I'm like, I could say this so much better if I just talk. I just don't like typing it out.
Yeah. People are different, so use both. You know what I mean? I think that's great too to like start. And you could even just type real quick, hey, I was just thinking of you and I wanted to say, and then send the voice message or whatever, just
Okay.
so they get that that's what it is. So anyways, really helpful thoughts here, but you guys, I'm telling you, it's just a matter of like, don't let that freeze you up anymore. I just don't know what to do when I work. Now you do, like, you know what to do. You know, you have options. You're able to look at a few different ones and pick the one that you like best. And it's right there at your fingertips. And if you've got your list, it's just a matter of scheduling in the time and sitting down and doing it. It's a numbers game, you guys. It really is a numbers game. You can't plant a garden today and expect a lot of, you can't expect any type of a harvest in 2 weeks from now, even 3 weeks from now. Just a reminder that what you're doing in the beginning when you first start being consistent is you're creating a funnel. And you have to feed that funnel consistently with new messages and follow-ups before you really expect to start receiving a harvest. And then in order for it to be a consistent harvest, you have to consistently be doing the new reach outs too. So just keep your head down, your blinders on, and just know that this works. You can't mess it up, you guys. Just schedule it in, have your list, and just trust the process. So those are my thoughts. Do you guys have any questions? Oh, yeah. I was like, hopefully, well, I don't remember if you guys remember the analogy, or I don't know if you guys remember the analogy. This was something I heard a long time ago, but it's just kind of the thought of, if there's a leak in your roof, you need to determine where that leak is. You know what I mean? If your business isn't consistently growing and producing, then you need to find the leak in the roof. So is it a matter of, you don't have a system that you feel confident in, that you just don't know what to do? Or is it a matter of you don't have a working list, which is step one of owning a business, or you're just not scheduling in the time and sitting down and doing it? So figure out where your leaks are. If you patch those up and you just make a habit, like create the habits, be disciplined with yourself, and just do it, you guys. Even if you don't have a lot of time, you don't have to have a lot of time. We've seen examples of people who have made it, all the way to Emerald, Sapphire, working full time with little kids at home. If they can manage 30 minutes a day and make it effective work, then anyone can, So I know you can do this. I know it'll be worth it. 100% it'll be worth it. So that's my little.
What did you want to say, Carol? Sorry.
I'm
She's
just
been
gonna say-
raising her hand. Maybe you can't see her on the
Oh,
screen.
I'm
but she-
sorry. I'm like looking all over the
No, I'm
place,
just
being
putting
all
my little
dramatic.
hand
So I
here. It's
wasn't
not
even-
big enough. Here, I'll put it closer.
There, I see it. Sorry, Carol.
I'll start
What do you
getting
thought? What do you
closer.
think, Carol?
Since you're the gatekeeper of the board, we can't add anything to it. Can you add the 48-hour message on where it says on the very first thing where it's got messages and stuff like that? Can you make 48 hours and just write that out so we can have that in the board?
Yes.
That reminder,
That's a great
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, I thought
48-hour follow-up message. Okay, I'll add it to the board.
awesome. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Okay.
And if I can say, like, I find if I do messages consistently, and I mean, I'm doing this as a full-time business, like this is like where I'm really working on. So I just do 5 a day. And that might not sound like a lot, but 5 a day, every day makes a big difference. So I found last week, I was like, I got to do this. I got to do this. And I was putting them off. And then I'd wake up in the night going, oh my God, I didn't send my messages. I'm so far behind. And I was like, honestly, my anxiety was getting worse. And I don't know if anybody else has felt like this, but I'm like, I didn't do my messages. And then I'm a little bit mad at myself. And then I feel like I'm behind and I'm stressed about it. So the other day I made myself do 10. That's why I knew I had done 25, because I did 10. And then when I didn't do 5, so I did 10 the next day too. So I knew exactly how many I'd done. But I find if you just do, and if it's only 2 a day, if you do those 2 a day, you will feel so good. You'll have so much less anxiety thinking about it. You just did it. And sometimes I'll be like, bing, bing, done. Boom, move on. Time for ice cream. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like you just feel so good. So if there's the only thing I can say to you is if you just make yourself do it, and like I said, for even twice, 2 a day, like so good, so good. Anyways, watch
Yeah.
that power hour. Talk about that first 10 minutes there.
I needed that reminder. Thank you, Carol. You're right. And if you do them earlier in the day, it's like it puts you on a different vibration, and then you'll think of somebody and you'll just send them a message really quick. And like, boom, you just did another one, Love it.
So
Thank you.
true. Yeah, you guys, you'd be amazed what can happen if you send 2 intentional messages a day. Just 2 a day, even. Like, you'd be amazed what can happen if you're consistent with that and you do a good follow-up. The good follow-up is a major piece of the pie, okay? You're better off to do that 2 messages a day consistently and good follow-up than you are to once a week send 45 messages and then not follow up with any of them because you're like, I don't feels overwhelming. You know what I mean?
45 messages every 2 or 3 weeks. It's the consistent. 45 done every 2 weeks is less powerful than doing 2 a day. You know what I mean?
100%.
It makes a huge difference.
100%. And like Carol said, it puts you in a different vibration when you just do it and you do it early. Or maybe Megan said, I don't remember, but it really does. It
She's
makes
just
you
too busy
good
doing
about
her
it.
hair all the time.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're about out of time. Any last thoughts or questions? Okay, well, where's your roof leaking? If your roof is leaking, patch it up. You got all that you need right here. You got a team that loves you and is cheering you on. We're all in this together, you guys. If what we did was easy, then everyone would do it. And here's the thing. The way to be successful at what we do is simple. The thing that makes it not easy is you have to show up every day and just do the little things, right? You just have to show up every day. You have to choose that for yourself every day. Even if you only send 2 messages, you just have to do it. And then you have to do good follow up, and you have to have a system that you're confident in. And if you don't, if you're missing any of those pieces, then here you go. So let's go for it. Icons. All right. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself. You guys are worth it. Love you lots. Have a good night.
Thank you.
I'll go tag you, Raquel and Barb and
Thank
Linda.
you.
Okay. Have a good one.
Bye.